You know how sometimes you just want to really get your head around a topic, something important, but, well, time's always short,
Mm.
right? And wading through tons of info can just feel exhausting. You
Yeah.
want those aha moments, the stuff that sticks without the mental overload.
Exactly, and that's what we're aiming for here. You shared some really insightful material, specifically drawing from Real Sex for Real Women.
Right.
And what really struck me immediately is how it frames sexuality. It's not just, a physical thing. It's presented as totally fundamental to your well-being, your relationships, everything.
Okay, so let's dive right in there
Yeah.
because the source is really clear.
Mm.
Sex is vital, like not just optional fun, but deeply tied to emotional health, self-esteem, physical health, relationships.
It even calls it our life force, which is quite a statement.
It really is.
Mm.
So a big takeaway seems to be that embracing your sexuality isn't just about pleasure. It's about actually taking charge of your happiness, your satisfaction
Yeah.
on a really fundamental level.
That's it, exactly. And the idea is, by understanding and accepting your own sexuality and your partner's today, you're kind of putting yourself in the driver's seat for physical satisfaction, yes, but also just overall happiness.
Because it's innate, right?
Yeah.
A healthy, normal part of being human.
Supposedly, yeah, that's the perspective.
Now, this gets really interesting when it talks specifically about female sexuality and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
The source suggests a fulfilling sex life does more than just feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It apparently boosts self-esteem across the board, like in your job, your ambitions. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a key point. This idea that feeling confident and content sexually doesn't stay in the bedroom. It ripples outwards.
Okay.
The book mentions this afterglow, but extends it, feeling beautiful, feeling loved after sex. It suggests this can actually fuel you to achieve more in other parts of your life.
Wow. A positive feedback loop, kind of.
Exactly. But then there's the flip side, isn't there?
Right. It points out that low self-esteem, poor body image,
Yeah.
these can be huge roadblocks.
Absolutely. Like internal barriers stopping you from enjoying something that's meant to be, well, enjoyable and healthy.
And this ties into the media, doesn't it? The source really pushes back against those unrealistic, often airbrushed images of sexuality we see everywhere.
Oh, definitely. It's saying, look, forget those narrow manufactured definitions. Real sexuality is unique, it's diverse, it's boundless.
I like that word, boundless. It's saying it doesn't matter what you look like, what your situation is, everyone deserves a rewarding sex life.
Which is a really empowering message, I think.
Totally. Now, shifting gears a bit,
Yeah.
the source also gives us insights into male sexuality. What stood out to you there?
Well, one thing is how it describes men often loving the entirety of the experience. The silk stockings, the sounds, the smells, the whole sensory package.
Right, not just the act itself. That's a good reminder. Their sort of uninhibited enjoyment can be a lesson.
Yeah, potentially. And here's something specific I found interesting. Men apparently need to hear that they're sexually attractive. Yeah, the source suggests that sometimes a lack of amorous behavior might actually stem from his own insecurities, and that simple compliments can make a real difference.
Huh. You don't often think about it that way, right? We focus so much on female body image.
Exactly. But male insecurity is real too.
Yeah.
And the book also touches on, mixing things up, role play, new ways to pleasure each other. It frames it as potentially freeing for both partners.
Okay. So how does all this connect to long-term relationships, intimacy over time?
Well, the core idea is that the deepest intimacy doesn't just happen overnight. It comes from that sustained closeness, investing time, and crucially honest communication.
So it's not just about the initial spark fading, it's about building something deeper.
The source suggests intimacy actually increases with time in healthy relationships. Lovers can truly become best friends.
That's lovely.
But, and this is important, sex and romance are still vital for that long-term intimacy. A strong sexual connection actually strengthens the emotional bond. It's a cycle.
So you have to nurture both sides, the emotional and the sexual.
Precisely. Which, of course, leads to the very practical question of how. How do you make time and space for this in busy lives?
Yeah, the million-dollar question. Work, kids, chores, intimacy often feels like the first thing to go.
It does. And the book offers some concrete ideas like actually sharing household chores, delegating, even if it's not done perfectly, just freeing up some of that you time.
And it's not just chores, is it? It's also about maybe saying no sometimes.
Yeah.
To social things, endless kids' activities,
Yeah.
saving some energy.
Yeah, consciously disengaging a bit to preserve energy for the relationship for yourself. And relaxation techniques are big too.
Like what?
Simple stuff. Deep breathing for a few minutes, exercise, walking, yoga, gardening, whatever works for you. It's about fighting stress and just reconnecting with yourself.
I think one of the most powerful points here was about not waiting.
Mm.
Not waiting for the perfect time, the perfect life.
Oh, yes, that really resonated. Don't wait until everything else is sorted to prioritize your happiness, your sex life. Now is the time.
Stop putting your own fulfillment on the back burner indefinitely.
Exactly. And to really tap into that, the source says you need to connect with your own body first. Appreciate your womanhood inside and out. Embrace your unique self.
Which sounds great, but can be tough in practice, can't it? All those body image issues we just talked about.
For sure. But the book frames it as vital for uninhibited sex. Addressing those fears and anxieties about your body is key.
So understanding your own responses, developing a positive image of your genitals.
Mm.
Self-knowledge is power here.
Absolutely. And self-pleasure is part of that. Not just for the pleasure itself, but for learning what you need, how to get it. That knowledge makes partnered sex better too.
Okay, let's get into some specifics then. Anatomy and pressure zones. Starting with female anatomy.
Right. The source encourages self-examination, getting familiar with how you look and feel down there.
Might feel a bit strange at first for some people.
Maybe, but it's framed as empowering. It highlights the clitoris head, shaft, the underlying crura as, the holy grail of female pleasure, packed with nerve endings.
And it breaks down the different parts.
It does, and it also mentions the periurethral sponge, the tissue around the urethra, as another really sensitive area for many women.
Okay, what else?
The vaginal opening itself can feel wonderful with gentle rubbing, though it rightly adds a caution about vulvodynia chronic pain and says seek medical advice if there's persistent pain.
That's important, yeah. Safety first.
Definitely. Then there's the perineum, the skin between the vaginal opening and anus and the perineal sponge underneath. Also, lots of nerve endings there. And even the uterus contracting during orgasm is mentioned as a source of deep pleasure.
Okay, comprehensive. What about male anatomy?
It draws parallels. The glans, the head of the penis, is compared to the clitoris in sensitivity, and the frenulum, that ridge on the underside, particularly pleasurable for many men.
Mm-hmm.
Stimulation of the urethra is mentioned again as potentially pleasurable. It covers the basics: testicles, scrotum, sperm production, the lack of an upper age limit for male fertility.
Oh.
And the perineum in men is also highlighted as sensitive. Plus, the prostate gland reachable via the anus or perineum stimulating that can apparently be very orgasmic for some men.
Okay. Good to know the landscape, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, back to body image and self-esteem, because this seems like a really central theme.
It really is. The source hammers home how unrealistic media standards are, especially for women, the current skinny obsession, for example.
And the message is, what? Just ignore it. Easier said than done.
Well, yeah, it's tough. But it encourages consciously shifting focus. Appreciate your positive qualities. Be proud of your body, whatever its shape or size.
And it redefines sex appeal, right? Not just looks.
Exactly. It's the whole package: how you walk, talk, your expressions, body language. Happiness and confidence are inherently sexy. That's the core message.
I like the practical tips, too. Focus on how clothes fit and feel, not the number on the scale. Eat well by flattering clothes.
Simple but powerful shifts. And treating your body kindly, warm baths, nice lotions, actively cultivating that self-appreciation.
Because poor body image directly impacts your sex life if you don't feel good about yourself.
The desire just isn't there, or it's hampered. Self-love is crucial. The book even suggests scheduling time just for sensual touch, no goal, just enjoyment.
Which leads nicely into masturbation again. The book normalizes it completely, doesn't it?
Totally. A natural, healthy part of sexuality for everyone, good for stress relief, blood flow, understanding your own responses.
All stuff that enhances partnered sex, too.
Exactly. It mentions men sometimes view masturbation as rushed or private, maybe from early experiences,
Right. Okay.
and encourages them to slow down, really savor it, use lube, maybe try it in the shower, just enjoy the self-love aspect.
And it suggests partners can even use self-pleasure to teach each other.
Yeah, showing what feels good. It's another form of communication, really.
Okay, so actively boosting self-esteem and sex appeal. What are some concrete ways the book suggests?
Doing things that make you feel good about yourself. Trying a new position, wearing a sexy perfume, buying lingerie just for you. Small things can make a difference.
Taking deliberate action.
And confronting those body fears head on, like making love with the lights on, remembering your partner does find you attractive, as you are.
That takes courage, but sounds important. Okay, let's talk libido. Sex drive. Central to everything, really.
Absolutely, but it's complex, right? Affected by health, the relationship, stress, your outlook, it's not static.
And a persistent low libido shouldn't just be ignored.
Right. It could signal something deeper. For women, menopause or hysterectomy can lower testosterone, impacting drive. Hormone therapy might help sometimes. Pre-existing sexual issues can also play a role.
And lifestyle factors. They affect everyone.
Oh, yeah. Stress, sleep, nutrition, exercise, massive impact on both men and women. Relationship tension is huge, too. Men feel it just as much if there's distance or conflict.
Mm-hmm. And medications. Some can affect libido.
Definitely. Sedatives, antidepressants, antihistamines, blood pressure meds, even some cancer treatments. Worth discussing alternatives with the doctor if it's an issue. Supplements and herbs are mentioned for men, too, potentially.
So what helps boost libido then?
Nurturing intimacy outside the bedroom is key. That closeness, relaxation, connection, it strengthens the emotional bond, which fuels desire. And honestly, good sex itself creates more desire.
The positive cycle again. Okay, but what about mismatched libido? That's super common, isn't it?
Very common. The book says it's actually rare for couples to match perfectly. And that difference can even spark exploration if you approach it right.
But it can also cause friction.
For sure. Lack of emotional connection often lowers desire, and feeling rejected sexually can lower the other partner's drive too. It's tricky.
So what's the advice?
Schedule non-sexual, intimate time cuddling, talking, and communicate openly. Talk about how much sex you each want, find compromises. Remember, life stress impacts libido too. Talk about that to avoid misunderstandings.
Direct communication is key. Needs and desires.
Always. Which kind of ties into rediscovering your own sex appeal, that inner vixen idea.
Right, this idea that underneath the daily grind and body worries, there's this powerful, sexy woman. How do you find her again?
Make your surroundings sensual. Declutter the bedroom. Step out of your comfort zone a bit. Try dirty talk, role play, maybe a different pubic hairstyle. Just something new.
It's a mindset thing too, isn't it? Feeling open, adventurous, confident.
Totally. Fake it till you make it sometimes. Playfully flirt with strangers just for fun, and definitely with your partner. Keep that spark going.
Seduce your partner proactively. Gifts, initiating sex.
Wear sexy lingerie just for yourself. Feel different. Take charge in the bedroom sometimes. Flirt, tease, be on top. It's about embracing that confident energy.
Okay. Now, relationships evolve, right? The book talks about the different phases.
Yeah, highs and lows are normal. Sex life might dip during intense career phases or heavy parenting years. The challenge is keeping it fresh despite that.
Communication is always the key, it seems.
Pretty much. The book looks at long-term relationships. The love, companionship, shared goals are amazing, but passion needs conscious effort to preserve.
It touches on casual encounters, too.
Briefly, saying they can help you learn about yourself sexually, maybe, but aren't the path to finding lasting love.
And May-December relationships.
Acknowledges the unique age challenges kids, retirement, energy levels, says shared goals, humor, interests, affection, communication are vital.
Then there's the empty nest phase.
Right. Couples needing to reconnect, find new common ground after kids leave. Honest talks about intimacy become really important then.
Unfortunately, it also has to tackle affairs and infidelity.
Yeah. Acknowledges the urge for novelty can be natural, but affairs are damaging. They offer a rush, but it's usually temporary and destructive.
And emotional infidelity, that's just as bad.
The book argues yes. Giving too much emotional energy elsewhere starves the main relationship. It says recognize passing attractions are normal, but you don't have to act on them.
Focus on your real relationship, warts and all.
Exactly. Put the effort in there. Consider counseling. Healing after cheating is possible, apparently, but takes work. Often therapy.
So, maintaining a strong relationship. What are the keys?
Work. Prioritize it. Use humor, private jokes, nicknames. Have loving rituals, both non-sexual, like Taco Tuesday, and sexual, like cuddling after orgasm. Create those bonds.
And rebuilding intimacy when life is crazy busy.
Prioritize alone time to talk, really talk. No kid or house stuff. Schedule and honor date nights. And accept that men and women often handle stress differently. Understand that to avoid friction.
Which brings us back to communication, specifically sexual communication.
Foundational. Use body language to show what feels good. Offer positive feedback, compliments over complaints.
Choose the right time and place for sensitive talks.
Definitely. Maybe vent to girlfriends sometimes, as men often jump to solutions.
Pillow talk.
Focus on health history, lessons learned, not comparing past partners.
Show interest in each other's worlds, hobbies.
And show what you want sexually, don't just tell. Guide their hands. Tune into their communication style, too. Actions often matter more to men.
Avoid that. That reminds me. Listening where you hijack the conversation.
Right. Practice active listening, full attention, eye contact, clarifying questions. And make requests simple, direct, maybe even playful.
Okay, sexploration and foreplay. This sounds fun.
It should be. The book frames sex as a journey, a sensory experience, not just an orgasm hunt. Use all senses, explore the whole body.
Embrace foreplay, kissing, touching, licking, sucking.
Really commit to intimate kissing again. Massage is huge. Circling, kneading, feathering strokes. Connect, release tension. Explore erotic massage, too.
The spoon position was mentioned for kissing and clit stimulation.
Yeah. Gently massaging genitals during foreplay, just building arousal slowly. Understanding the sexual response cycle, excitement plateau, orgasm, resolution. Practice mindful arousal, allow time to get turned on, especially when stressed.
But spontaneous quickies are okay too.
Totally, even if you're not fully in the mood initially. And remember, women often need more mental emotional cues, men more visual physical. Understanding that difference helps.
Let's focus on female arousal more.
Everyday things matter. A partner helping out around the house can be super arousing. Peak arousal can take time, up to 30 minutes sometimes, so foreplay is crucial.
Women often need extra stimulation for orgasm.
Usually, yes. Mental stimuli work well, fantasies, sexy movies, even just an attractive person. A sincere compliment or a sensual kiss can be that extra trigger. Head massage, neck caresses, very arousing for many.
And female orgasm types.
3 main ones described: clitoral, most common, powerful, G-spot, and cervical. Kegel exercises are recommended too, contracting pelvic floor muscles to heighten orgasm and improve elasticity.
Okay. What about instant gratification versus mutual exploration?
The advice is, sure, occasionally go along with a quickie if your partner wants one, but also women should feel empowered to initiate spontaneous, uninhibited sex sometimes too. Keep it balanced.
Understanding male arousal. Dispel the myths.
Right. They think about sex often, but maybe not always the act itself. Find out your partner's cues, and yeah, the private viewing idea, getting naked just for each other, can rekindle excitement.
And techniques for men. Extending erection, intensifying orgasm.
The edging technique is mentioned, arousing almost to orgasm, then backing off, repeating. It can apparently train longer-lasting, stronger orgasms. Male orgasm is complex sperm drawn up, ejaculation, then the rest phase, which gets longer with age, though good blood flow helps.
Sex toys. The book seems very pro-toys.
Very. Essential accessories. Cock rings for men can help prolong erections, intensify orgasms. For women, vibrators are key for improving libido, achieving faster, stronger orgasms.
Addresses the too large penis concern too.
Briefly, says the vagina is adaptable, emphasizes lube and foreplay. Lots of vibrator types discussed: clitoral, G-spot, blended. Discreet online shopping is easy now, even vibrating penis rings.
Mutual orgasm. Is that the holy grail?
Kegels might help with muscle control, but the main message is focus on the journey, the sensation, the connection, not just the simultaneous orgasm goal.
What about trying too hard?
Yeah, performing acrobatics without connection misses the mark. Insecurity can lead to overcompensating. Better to share fantasies openly, understand real desires, don't use sex to cover insecurities or control, communicate calmly.
Rebuilding a foundation. Back to basics.
Rediscover classic moves you both love. Learn his cues from oral sex. Help him learn yours with hand play. Explore different positions, face-to-face, spoons, on top, underneath.
Okay, specific techniques for female pleasure.
Clitoral. Take time. Start indirectly maybe. Inner thighs, labia, then gentle finger stimulation, varying pressure as she likes. Vaginal massage. Let him feel your arousal. Combine with clitoral rubbing. Experiment with speed motion. G-spot. Guide him. Open thighs for access, apply pressure, maybe combine with clitoral stim for deepest orgasm. Guide his hands after warm-up kisses.
Oral sex techniques, giving and receiving.
Receiving. Relax, enjoy, communicate what feels good, guide intensity. Giving. Take time, suck penis, lick perineum, testicles, vary speed, pressure. Use hands if your jaw gets tired. Pay attention to moans, body language, take turns.
Extra tips for oral. Food mentioned.
Yeah, some foods might sweeten secretions. Kiwi, pineapple. Shower first for hygiene, maybe. Using food like whipped cream, chocolate sauce as props. Fellatio is intimate, builds male self-esteem.
Making it special.
Soft lights, maybe red lipstick. Keep mouth moist. Water tea, lips smooth, balm. Peppermint can create warmth.
What if someone's uncomfortable with oral sex?
Explore why smell, taste, intimacy level, negative childhood messages. Learn more about anatomy, self-exam. Temporarily remove the pressure, maybe let partner lead. Complement partner's genitals technique to build confidence. Find compromises, don't just ban things. Challenge inhibitions gently.
Sideways positions. recommend it for?
Comfort, intimacy, maybe newlyweds. Good for sleepy sex. Spooning allows clitoral stim. Face-to-face maintains eye contact. Clitoral access keeps vagina tighter.
Okay, sex reinvented trying new things.
Shed habits, engage all senses, lose inhibitions. Learning about sex is lifelong, maybe even spiritual, Kama Sutra mentioned. Tantric lovemaking, breathing, stroking, gazing for connection. Female energy revered. Escape usual roles, woman on top if usually submissive. Eye contact as mutual meditation.
Sex play, erotic adventures. Toys again.
Yep, toys are ancient. Modern ones improve libido, orgasm. Online shopping is discreet. Erotica, books, videos adds novelty. Discuss together first. Shared desires, fantasies. Write fantasies down for later. Keep it playful when suggesting new things.
Fantasies and role play seem really encouraged.
Hugely. Nourishes sex life. Boosts libido response. Roleplay is healthy, brings out the inner vixen. Fantasies can be wild, some for the mind, some for reality. Be confident in them, eager for pleasure. Let your mind go wild, no judgment.
Creative fantasy life.
Schedule imagination time. Picture ideal scenarios. Share fantasies with partners. Read erotica together. Do make your own exercises. Male fantasies are complex. Control, multiple partners, bondage. Responding, even just with lingerie, boosts sex life.
Role play tips.
Needs adventure, humor. Don't stress about doing it right. Choose characters. Create context. Use emotional foreplay. Scenarios suggested. Escort client, babysitter parent, doctor patient. Even fantasy of being taken consensually. Release your alter ego. Dream up a character. Dress up. Act it out mentally.
Sharing fantasies safely.
Agree on a judgment-free fantasy zone. Fun idea. Recreate your first meeting as strangers. Teacher's pet fantasy. Roleplay helps switch off daily stress, feel sexy again. Fantasizing during sex can stop distracting thoughts. Explore desire to be submissive taken safely. Use props. Bustier, boots, hats, feather duster, grapes. Lingerie sets the mood. Choose character names, create context.
The strip show at home.
Special treat. Confidence is key. Choose music that makes you feel good. Strip slowly, show different angles, lap dance, look, don't touch. Pay attention to lighting, atmosphere.
Dominance and submission play.
Play a dominating queen for a night, demand obedience, reward. Or act submissive massage, chores and costume, potential rewards, punishments. Fantasy locations, recreate them in the bedroom with props, imagination, island romance, swapping roles.
Okay, shifting back to health. Nutrition's vital.
Absolutely. Avoid extreme diets, bad for mood, energy, fertility, health. Excess weight impacts self-esteem, fitness, sex life. Listen to your body. Healthy sex life is part of overall health, mind, lifestyle. Care for your body, boost your drive.
Specific dietary advice.
Watch simple carbs. White bread cake can increase insulin cortisol, lead to fat storage, lower sex drive. Choose complex carbs, whole wheat. Drink lots of water. Motivation, better sex. Tone muscles, stamina. All-night sex counts as exercise.
Safe sex during pregnancy.
Generally safe in normal pregnancy. Abstain of high-risk bleeding, maybe late twins, preterm labor risk from semen prostaglandins. Continue foreplay, but no blowing air into vagina. Wear sexy maternity clothes. Pregnancy can boost libido, more lubrication, blood flow. Comfortable position, side-by-side, woman on top, avoid flat on back. Baby reacting to orgasm is normal. Report big changes. Enjoy alone time before baby.
Sex during menopause. Big topic.
Yeah, symptoms, hot flashes, insomnia, weight gain, mood swings, vaginal dryness, can lower libido enjoyment, but treatable. Simple sleep remedies. Schedule, chamomile tea. Talk to partner about needing more foreplay, lube, stimulation. Hormonal imbalance, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, can be addressed, often topically.
It's a change of life for both partners often.
Menopause andropause impacts hormones, mood, libido, relationship. Physical changes meet emotional ones. Kids leave, retirement, aging. Good circulation helps. Dancing, walking, warming lubes, vibrators useful. New positions. Supporting partner through treatment helps both libidos. Team effort.
Sex in later life. Never too old.
Definitely not. Over 50% of 65-74s, 25% of 75-85s are active. Advantages: more time, patience, body acceptance. Wrinkles, curves are part of sex. Enjoy freedoms, no pregnancy worries. Rediscover adventure. Meds help erections arousal, but not desire intimacy itself. Circulation is key. Gardening, walking, grandkids.
A 5-step plan for rebuilding later life sex.
Restore affection, nicknames, gifts, cuddling. Woman's me time, vibrator. Naked stroking massage in bed, shared erotica, new sex positions.
Mental well-being and sex. That connection.
Love yourself more for a healthy mind. Exercise burns negative thoughts, write them down, destroy them. Schedule 15-30 meetings daily, relaxing alone time. Cardio helps stress. Mini breaks help. Take turns nurturing each other. Intimacy can awaken desire, beat stress. Meditation yoga stills the mind.
What about sex during emotional distress? Grief, anger, sadness.
Grief affects intimacy. Sex can comfort if both are ready. Maintain touch. Seek therapy if stuck. Anger harms sex life. Agree truces. Avoid sex during conflict. Couples therapy if ongoing. Experimenting sexually can maintain connection during rocky patches. Don't make him sleep on the couch. Sadness zaps energy, but sex releases endorphins. Mood boost. Talk if lacking energy. Libido returns with coping.
And depression, a major issue.
Symptoms: lost hopeless, sleep appetite changes, low energy concentration, irritability, self-loathing. Seek medical help immediately. Stay intimate through love affection. Sex decision involves partner doctor. Prioritize mental health. Loss of interest, including sex, is a symptom. Depression hits health, grooming, relationships, intimacy. Link between low libido and depression is strong.
Interesting point about mild, moderate depression sometimes leading to more sex.
Yeah, sometimes more adventurous, casual sex reported. Living with depressed partners, hard support them. Outings, appointments, healthy lifestyle.
Okay, pulling it together. A healthy sexual relationship.
Yeah.
What are the essentials?
Share sex history with new partners. Recent STD testing. Get tested together. Discuss contraception before intimacy. Neutral setting. Disclose incurable STDs, herpes, HIV. Before intimacy, be ready for questions. Bring info. Condoms are most reliable STD protection. Intercourse, oral use, dental dams for women receiving. Safe sex talk should be ongoing.
First sex convo with new partner.
History, testing, contraception. Shows respect. Maintain healthy sex life through all relationship stages.
Safer sex practices reminders.
Educate, protect against STDs, all forms of intercourse. Don't underestimate STD effects. Regular testing for all couples. Herpes, oral genital, skin to skin, sores, infectious. Syphilis, chancre, then rash, etc. Treatable, penicillin, use condoms. Common STDs, chlamydia, gonorrhea, etc. Similar symptoms, discharge, pain, seek prompt treatment, prevents infertility. Don't be embarrassed, make condoms sexy. Rolling on, licking. Protection basics reiterated.
Abstinence, only 100% protection. Skin-to-skin transmits viruses. Manual sex can spread bacterias, STDs. Oral sex is sex, can transmit STDs, condoms for fellatio, dams for cunnilingus.
Finally, the difficult topic of sex addiction.
Uncontrollable urges, negative consequences, sex trade, porn, affairs, compulsive masturbation, high correlation with offending. Internet makes it easier secret. Addicts prioritize sex above all, harms relationships. Behavioral signs, excessive flirting, grooming, inappropriate contact, bartering sex. Obsessive thoughts disrupt life. Maybe childhood abuse, dysfunctional families. Addiction is progressive. Identifying problem, seeking help are key. No behavior is unhealthy unless it's a must for gratification and hinders intimacy. Addicts prone to other addictions, mood disorders.
So the final thoughts are about embracing your sexuality.
Yeah. Great sex starts with self-knowledge. Self-love, sexploration. Overcoming inhibitions makes you braver, leads to deeper intimacy. Celebrate being beautiful, unique sexual women. Some resources mentioned, books like Conscious Loving, Getting the Love You Want, Guide to Getting It On, online stores like Babeland.
So wrapping up this deep dive, the key message from Real Sex for Real Women seems to be that sexuality is just vital. Understanding yourself, your partner, prioritizing intimacy and communication, that's the foundation for a fulfilling sex life.
It really encourages everyone listening to think about these ideas, see what resonates with their own life, their own relationship.
Definitely food for thought.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to ponder. What's one small step, just one thing you could do today to connect more deeply with your own sexuality or perhaps with your partners?